Hello Albuquerque City Council, my name is Natalie Feinstein, and today I will be presenting the Live to Be Drug-Free project to bring drug use to an end in New Mexico. The purpose of this proposal is to provide a solution to the major drug problem here in New Mexico. The reason why we need to fix the problem is important. It is affecting everyone around us. Here what you see is our current problem: illicit and prescription drug use in New Mexico. There are multiple causes of the drug use problem here in New Mexico. They can include easy access to drugs, cheap drugs, poverty, peer pressure, stressors, and you name it. The effects of drug use are even more consequential. In 2009, New Mexico had the highest drug-induced death rates throughout the nation. In addition, hundreds of thousands of dollars are going through New Mexico every day in regards to drug use and distribution. This is illegal money just from the involvement of drugs. Not to mention, in 2012 alone, there were 2,305 people arrested for drug abuse violations. 1,356 people were arrested for drug sale and/or manufacturing, and 949 people were arrested for possession. These arrests were made by Albuquerque Police Department only. Lastly, the effects of drug use on crime include robberies, kidnappings, weapon use, gang involvement. If nothing is done about this drug abuse in New Mexico, their after effects are going to become even worse, making everyone a victim. So therefore, the solution to the drug problem in New Mexico is going to be made by the Live to Be Drug-Free project. This project consists of 3 simple steps to achieve this. Step 1 is Narcan access for the public. Narcan is an opioid antagonist, which basically works against the effect of certain opioid drugs in the body. What it does is it binds to these opioid receptors in the body, so the drug actually can't bind to it and there will be no effects from the drug. Step 2 is educational drug use awareness. Elementary schools, middle schools, and high schools should be targeted here. And step 3 involves enforcing the per se laws. Per se laws make it illegal to operate a motor vehicle with any detectable amount of certain drugs in a person's system. In the following slides, I will explain to you all of the minor steps to accomplish the Live to Be Drug-Free project. So, step 1 involves Narcan access to the public. Although emergency medical services all carry Narcan, and physicians in New Mexico have made Narcan available by prescription, Narcan should actually be made available as an over-the-counter drug in local stores. The first step to contact the New Mexico Board of Pharmacy. We need to run this by the board because the board regulates the pharmaceutical industry. The board licenses the physicians who prescribe Narcan out for patients who are at risk. So if we were to contact the board could allow us to communicate with the medical directors to include Narcan in over-the-counter stores and pharmacies. We can email the Board of Pharmacy to set up an interview with the ideas of promoting Narcan to an over-the-counter drug at pharmacy.board@state.nm.us. In this interview, we can discuss the new FDA-approved naloxone auto-injector. Keep in mind, naloxone and Narcan are the same thing, just different trade names and generic names. This auto-injector is really easy to use with instructions on the injector along with a speaker that actually tells you instructions on how to perform it. Much like the EpiPen used for an allergic reaction, the naloxone auto-injector is used the exact same way for opiate overdoses. In addition, Narcan has no bad effects on the person's health, so it's pretty safe to be used over the counter. In addition, another sub-step would be including a statewide petition in favor for making Narcan over the counter. Making a petition will be later discussed. So step 2 deals with educational drug awareness. We will provide emergency medical technicians to local schools all over the New Mexico districts to educate elementary, middle, and high school students about consequences of drugs. These EMTs will be used because the people in this profession actually deal with people using drugs all over the time and them dying on a daily basis. So we will assign one EMT that works for each of the 89 districts in New Mexico to talk to the students. All these educational teachings will be at a local park where the schools in each district can gather for the lecture. All the EMT needs is 1 hour, and the information will be delivered via microphones and speakers. Our firefighter and EMTs would be the best candidate for school events who are actually on volunteer. And step 3 involves enforcing per se laws. According to StopDUID.org, per se means that any detectable amount of controlled substance, other than a medicine that is prescribed by a physician, in a driver's bodily fluids constitutes per se evidence of a drug driving violation. So New Mexico actually is one of the many states without a drug driving law. To get per se laws, we need a statewide petition to sign this per se law into action. The easiest and most cost-effective way to make this petition go viral is via email and social media. Having the word get out about this petition will allow people to sign this petition through a free site called GoPetition. As you can see, the website is right there. So the majority of our project budget will come from donations. These donations can be from anyone. People who have had drug users in their family are encouraged to donate to get this problem to stop, as well as those families who have had loved ones die, go to prison, or any other consequence from drug use are encouraged to donate, as their contributions will prevent more terrible consequences from happening in the future due to drug use. So here's what our costs look like. For the New Mexico Board of Pharmacy interview and petition, that's going to be a total of $0. For our volunteer or emergency medical technicians, that's also going to be $0. For the microphones for the speech, they're going to be $1.99 each, and since we have 89 school districts in New Mexico, that comes to a total of $177.11. And for the speakers for the speech as well, they're each $6.99. So with the 89 school districts, that's going to come to a total of $622.11. And lastly, for the per se law petition through the website GoPetition, that's going to be $0. So the grand total of all of this will come to $799.22. Now we're going to move on to the best part. Benefits. There are multiple benefits to the Live to Be Drug-Free project, which far exceed any upfront costs that you may think. Making Narcan available for over-the-counter use will really reduce the amount of deaths due to drug use. This will allow people to perform a life-saving maneuver with actually no medical knowledge required. It would also allow people to save lives in the matter of seconds, which will take care of our death rate in New Mexico due to drug use. In addition, this will directly reduce costs that go along with drug use, especially in terms of healthcare costs. Not as many people will need as much emergency care if the majority of treatment can be taken care of at home. Education to our school system will also make the younger generations more aware of the consequences of drug use and how someone can die from it and get in trouble with the law and get into violence. The youth is the population that we want to focus on the most, just because we can prevent them from trying drugs at a young age. We can also make the older ones really aware of the consequences of drug use. And lastly, the per se laws will promote harsher consequences upon those who actually get caught with drugs, and especially those who get caught with drugs while operating a motor vehicle under the influence. This provides us for a safer community on the streets of New Mexico. In conclusion, as you have seen, the benefits far outweigh the costs in this situation. The importance of making a difference in New Mexico is actually up to us. With the Live to Be Drug-Free project, New Mexico's drug use problem will be eliminated. Lastly, thank you all for your time and consideration. If at any time you have any questions, comments, concerns, please do not hesitate to contact me via email at fnatalie@unm.edu.